Welcome, Soloists. I am Agent Solo Matt Rice. About to go through first couple of rounds of Set A Watch. If you missed my setup or even the unboxing videos, you can find them on my YouTube. Today, I think I'll just go through a couple of rounds. I might go a bit slower. Go through a couple of rounds, just explain how this game works a bit. And then consequentially after that, I'll go through the rest of the game for those interested. Okay, what you got here, you got 4 adventurers, and the name of the game, Set A Watch, meaning you got to set 3 adventurers on watch to defeat creatures that keep coming and coming and coming. We have abilities, we have dice, we have a camp board here, which is brilliantly done. Nice and neat solo-able game. Okay, let's run through a few things, what's going on here before I start playing. So, I've got my 4 characters in here. I've got the Warrior, Ranger, Cleric, and Bard. I've got these abilities here. You will notice that one from each character as you start the game has this little shield scratch symbol. That means they're exhausted abilities, which we can't use. The end of the game occurs when if all of our abilities are exhausted, we lose the game. Alternatively over here, we have to keep this, what's called the campfire. This campfire helps us reveal the amount of creatures we can see each round. So at the moment I'm on a 7. It means I can see 2. There's a little 2 down here. If you're under 7, you can only see 1. If you're 12, 13, 14, and 15 over here, you can see 3 in the line. And I've got these nice little cool wooden tokens. There's my big 3 with a skull on it. Oop. There's my big 3 with the skull on it. To see what it is. Okay, over here we've got our map. It's coming up. The Grand Arena. I'm going to reveal in this top right, reveal 6 creatures. We have to defeat all of them. If not, we're going to suffer some exhaustion or wounded abilities. Each round there's a new of these map cards that come out, and it tells us different amount of creatures come out and the different amount of fire that is affected. First round, our fire is not affected. We stick at 7. Adventurers cannot combine dice with other adventurers for direct attacks this round. We'll explain how that works when I get there. First step, let's do it step by step here. You roll your dice. Oh yeah. Right. Got 8, 2, and 8. Ooh. Now obviously higher dice is regarded as good. Low dice can still be good if you've got your abilities available. And I'll see how that works tonight. 7, 3, and 2 for the Ranger. Bard. I got 4, 6, 4, Cleric, 2, 5, 6. What you have to do each round, you have to choose one of your characters to go to camp. You'll notice that each character underneath here has a extra ability that they can only do when they're in camp. For example, Warrior here's a wood axe, increase the firewood by 4. So if I want my firewood up, I might choose him to go to camp. He's got quite good dice on him. He's got a 2, but the 2 8s are brilliant. Ranger I could send. He's got a good, well she, sorry, looks like a female. She's got a good scouting ability where I can look at the top 4 cards of the creature deck. But I might leave him out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's say I send the Ranger to camp. First, grab your camp token. Everyone must go to camp twice. So you put it on the times by 1 side. Put it down here, and you move your dice over to the camp. Some people even move their whole card over here. Just for this playthrough, I might leave everything as is, just to limit disturbances. What can you do on your camp action? Besides your ability, which I think I might use in a moment, you can, if you have a 4 or above, you can check the map, which means you can look at the map where you're heading next. You draw one from the top of the deck of the unused locations, your next location that you would have had otherwise, and you can choose which one you want to go to instead. Prepares you better for the next turn. Equip, you just put a dice here for equip, and use your dice for these abilities. If it's blank here, means you can put any dice there for equip, means I could choose another one of my abilities. The 2 abilities that I stashed away. In my character deck. Okay. If you have an exact 6, you can heal someone else or yourself again. In fact, That's what I forgot to do over here. As soon as you go to camp, you heal one. So you turn over one of your ability cards. Scout ahead. See how these got these less than arrows? Mathematics teacher here. Less than arrows. So you have to, if you do it more than once, you have to have a dice that's higher to be able to use it again. That lets you scout ahead. You draw 2 cards, and you see what the next 2 cards are going to be. I've got a good talent here that says I can look at the top 4 cards. So I think that's better instead of doing this scout ahead. And you can chop wood. You've got 3 spots here. You can use all 3 dice to chop wood. You add 2 to your fire. Okay, what I'm going to do, I think I might scout ahead. So, oh, sorry, not scout ahead. No. I'm going to do this over here. The Elven Scout. Draw, look at, and rearrange the top 4 cards of the creature deck and return them to the top of the creature deck. Okay, so draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Okay. So, drew a bandit. And you'll notice, let's just go a bit through this now. You'll notice that it has this first position thing. If it ever reaches the first position in a line, it will steal one of my dice. I don't want it to be first to start with. The Giant has an ongoing ability, so that happens all the time as it's revealed. The Giant's health is always added to the creature's base health behind it. There's a Wolf. That might not be too bad. I might go 1, 2, 3, Forest Giant, Wolf, Bandit. So put that on top. Now, I've drawn this summon. This summon has to, it comes to the top of everything. I've drawn a summon. I can still rearrange a summon, but I have to do what it says straight away. In the rules, it says that you have to immediately do your summons. So whenever you reveal a summon, you have to do it. So immediately exhaust an adventure card. So I've got to choose one to exhaust. Might get rid of one of the Bard's ones. Okay. Summon. Immediately exhaust an adventurer card. Then replace this card with the top card from the Unhallowed deck. Put this card in the graveyard. So I'm going to create a graveyard over here. Put it sideways. Hydra comes in. And he's going to be my 4th one. Put them back on top. Pretty tough. So I've got an Unhallowed straight away. 2 more dice to go. I'm going to check the map. So look at my next one, and then one that's unused. And choose one that I'd rather put up first. So, Fetid Swamp will lose 3 firewood. It would be 6 creatures. Every time a first vision creature power activates, lose 1 firewood. Ouch. Or I could choose the Forgotten Graveyard. All defeated undead creatures go back to the bottom of the creature deck instead of the graveyard. But only these 2. I've got my Cleric. I think I might choose that one, the Forgotten Graveyard. So I know that one's coming up next. Put that back on top. This one goes to the bottom of the unused. Meaning it's very, very rare that you would see it again. Okay. Still got 3 left. Could chop more firewood, or I could equip. I might equip, because I like this ability of Long Shot. Defeat any unrevealed creature that I could choose. Yeah, and let's get rid of... Sharpshooter's nice. I'm going to keep that one. Increase the range of all adventurers. It's not too bad. Reveal one more creatures in the campfire currently until the end of the round. Prevent the next reveal power. I might get rid of Elf Senses. I'm going to put Long Shot. Okay, and that was the equip action, which I should put that over there. Other things I could have done, which I didn't. If I ever rolled doubles, say if I went to camp with the warrior, he's got double 8, or even triples. He's got double 8. I could use 3 abilities on the back of the location card: Vanquish, Bolster, and Seal. So, for example, if I went with the warrior, he had 2 8s. I could use the 2 8s, the doubles, on either 2 of either Vanquish, Bolster, or Seal. Vanquish gets rid of 1 card from the Horde, which I do at the moment. Gets rid of it completely. What the Horde does, it comes in the final round on top of what the creature line already is. Bolster lets me re-roll any dice I want to, but I have to accept the new rolls. but you don't have to roll all dice. You can only just roll some. Seal gets rid of a unhallowed out of your graveyard. I don't have one in the graveyard at the moment. I will soon. I'm hoping so. Here we go. That's the camp action done. Now, I'm going to set up the watch. I've only got warrior, bard, and cleric on watch. The ranger is busy in camp having to sleep or whatever. So, lazy ranger. No. So, we know what the first 4 of these cards will be, but you don't reveal them. You just put them in line. I've got to reveal 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. My campfire allows me to reveal 2, and you do it one at a time. First one, Forest Giant. Giant's health is always added to the creature's base health behind it. Reveal the next creature in line if necessary. Well, I'm going to anyway with the 2 fire that I got. And it's a wolf. So the Forest Giant is actually going to be 11 health. The wolf is just a 4. These numbers up here, if you don't actually defeat them during the round, if you don't defeat them, they go through. That's how many cards you have to exhaust. So if I don't defeat the Forest Giant, it's going to exhaust 2 of my cards. If I don't defeat the wolf, it's going to exhaust 1 of my cards. Okay. And what we do with the warrior, bard, cleric that's left, remember ranger is on camp. Sometimes I put it on their face to remind me. I might just do that. He's currently on camp. Or she. So I've got 3 dice each. You can use dice to either activate an ability. Preferably you leave a low numbered dice for that. So for example, the warrior, I'm going to leave that 2 to do one of these things. Or you can assign dice as direct damage. Okay. Now, one of our abilities here is adventurers cannot combine dice with other adventures for direct attacks this round. That means I could do the same amongst the same adventure, but not with different adventurers. Okay, I've got 1 range, cleric, and these 2 are melee. None of the ranger's abilities can be used. So it's as if it's gone. Okay. Alrighty. So, I might use... Let's use the cleric's 5 to take out the wolf. It goes to the graveyard and you kill it. Move the line across. I've still got 2 firewood. I'll reveal the next one. Now, I don't want to get to first position. It has the ability of first position. It's going to steal one of our die. So it's going to take one of my dice, and if it's defeated, I don't get that dice back. Let's... Wow. I could tame... So he's a human. Says Danny, human. I could use the silence on taming human or goblin. You may use this creature as an attack die until the end of the round, then place it in the graveyard. Let's do that. I'm going to tame it. So he comes over here. He is tamed. He's like an actual attack die of 7. So the attack die on his ability right here. Move these up. I can't... Now see how I've used this... Well, let's reveal this first, sorry. The Hydra. If there are still creatures in the line, add the Hydra to the back of the line. So it's going to do that. It stays revealed, but it's at the back of the line. Forest Giant. Shade. Shade's base health is equal to 16 minus the current firewood value. Firewood 7, so it's 16 minus 7 is 9. That's got to be a 16 Forest Giant. Oh, Jesus. Jeez. Okay. It's a shadow elemental. Okay. Next bit. Let's... Now, the bard is melee, so this bandit is a melee attack. What I might do... So he's a 16. Let's put the 2 on the Giant's Bane. All adventurers' dice assigned to creatures with 10 or greater health are doubled until the end of the round. His health is 10 or greater, because he's currently 16. So let's put the 8 there. Now that's doubled a double to this. So that's going to be 16. That kills. And that's how you can use a direct. And the direct comes back just up here at the top to say it's used. Forest Giant's dead. Shade comes across. Reveal the next one. An eagle. Okay, what's the shade again? Shade's 9. 16 minus 7 is 9. Okay, what can I do? I don't have any undead. He's ranged. So ranged abilities can only take out 2 spaces across. Okay, melee is 1 spacing. This is closer to our camp, to the left side. All adventurers dice assigned to creatures with 10 or greater health. He's not 10 or greater. Damn. I could, Doubled. Okay, adventurers dice not 10 or greater. Maybe the beds 4 and 6 gives me 10. Let's get rid of the shade. The eagle comes across. The eagle can take the 6 from the cleric. Now the Hydra. My plan here is to protective ward. Once per round, let a creature infest into the horde without taking damage. So I don't have to take his 3. My 8, he's not over 10, so my 8 won't be doubled. I can't combine based on the map ability. Wow, he's not undead. I think I'm going to have to use protective ward. Once per round, let a creature infest vision. Someone's going to tap it. Once per round. Oh, no, hang on. Wait. Oh, that's going to be an attack die. Oh, I didn't see that. The bandit. Until the end of the round. That's a shame. Because I can't. He's an attack die. And I can't combine dice. He's treated as an attack die, so I guess I can't combine him with the cleric. No. I'm going to use Grim Rule here. You can't do that. Let's put the 2 protective ward. Well, sorry, it's passive in him. So I can't combine dice. Oh well. But I don't take any damage. He's allowed to go through because of protective ward. Alright, so he goes top of the horde. First round done. You've seen a fair bit there. I'm thinking now, not quite finished here. At the end of the round, I place my bandit back to the graveyard. The last thing is, I mean, it kind of feels like an arcade game when you get through it. Feels like I should add up my points, you know, that sort of thing. The little music, but you know, I don't feel as happy there. I had to let one in the horde, but that happens sometimes. You can get rid of the horde by using the vanquish later on. I might try and do that next round. But that's just a quick playthrough how this game works. On next round, I will reset my dice, so grab all these dice back off. I'll grab my dice for the ranger back. Reveal the next map, which we know is the Forgotten Graveyard. I lose 2 fire, which I might use the little yellow one. Lose 2 fire. Or defeat undead creatures, go back to the bottom of the creatures that can set the graveyard. Ooh. This time I would want my cleric in, I believe. Since he can cleanse undead. Thank you for joining me. This has been Agent Solo, Matt Rice, running through a sample turn of Set a Watch. Please join me if you want to see an extended playthrough. Hopefully this gives you some idea of how the game runs. I did it nice and slow there just to give you some thoughts, and I was thinking about how to run it as well. But I hope you like this. I might continue this game if you want to go to that video. Push across now. Otherwise, to crush your gaming thirst, always play solo, and I'll see you next time.